My name is Noel Schmidt, Superintendent of the new Rock Ridge Public Schools, wanting to welcome you to the start of the 2021 school year. I am here at kind of an unusual place to open a welcome back video. I'm here at the Leonidas Pit, and it was here many years ago that workers from all over Northern and Eastern Europe came to work. And I think there's a parallel here to what's happening today in Eveleth, Gilbert, and Virginia. I'm now standing at the shores of Oregon outside of Gilbert. It was at places like this that the immigrants came. Where did they come from? They came from places like Finland, Norway, Sweden, Germany. They were Croatians, Serbians, Hungarians, and they didn't know one another. They didn't even speak the same languages. Still, they came. And how well did all these immigrant groups get along? Well, they didn't. I'm standing outside the pit, just outside of Virginia, one where the highway goes across. The immigrant groups, they fought, they argued, they cajoled, and they bickered. In fact, they got along so well that they couldn't even sit in the same church pew together. It was not unusual to have multiple churches, whether they were Protestant or denominational, just because the groups couldn't get along. But the one thing these early immigrants could do together was build schools. I'm outside the Virginia building built in the early 1900s. So these immigrant groups, even though they had trouble, they couldn't talk to one another, man, could they ever build schools. At the time, these were state of the art. The one thing that immigrants valued and desired above all was a high quality, high class education for their kids. So even though they literally had difficulty talking to their neighbor because of coming from different countries, they all recognized the importance of education. So they built these buildings like the one you see behind me in Gilbert. They valued an education, they believed it was important, and they made sure these structures were built for their children and their grandchildren. It was through these doors in Eveleth that the Italians, the Germans, the Finns, the Swedes, the Croatians, the Bulgarians, and many more came through the doors, because that was where everyone believed the right place to go to educate their kids. They gave up their differences and they believed in education. I know there's a lot of moving parts right now. I know there's a lot of change going on. I know there are so many things happening right now in the new school district that some people are probably wondering, should we have done this? Can we undo this and go back? Should I have voted yes? Should I have done all those things? Because there's so much change going on. I understand that. Sometimes in the midst of change and looks like chaos are the best moments for organizations to move forward, to reinvent, to be creative, and to transform into a different entity. What would that entity be? Let's take a look. Folks in the communities of Eveleth, Gilbert, and Virginia have decided that yes, we do want to move on. We do want to provide for our kids and our grandkids, much like what our forefathers and foremothers did over 100 years ago, build new buildings because we value the education that our kids are going to receive. I believe in you. I believe we can get the job done. Embrace uncertainty. Look for ways to rethink old ways of doing things. Because no matter what happens as we go from here to there, it's sure to be a fun ride. And I can't wait to see what we create for our kids and our grandkids on the other side. Have a fantabulous start of the school year. Thank you.